3 years of drought have turned this massive forest into a gigantic tree graveyard. Today, we're planting thousands of trees to help turn things around and transform this dead monoculture into a strong, climate-resilient forest.
Much of Europe is struggling with drought and extreme heat.
Und jetzt alles kaputt. Alles kaputt.
We are Planet Wild. Welcome to our third mission. This is Harz Forest, one of the biggest forests in Germany, located at the heart of Europe, spanning over both sides of the former East and West divide. It's known for its extensive spruce tree cover, home to the Brocken Mountain and habitat to a plethora of wild animal species and a total of about 90 lynx, Europe's largest wildcats that have found refuge from the modern world in the vast protected woodlands of Harz National Park. But their ecosystem has come under threat. Right now, these spruce forests are experiencing a rapid dying of tree cover due to unprecedented droughts and heat waves that these forests simply can't stand for a long time. In only 3 years, 80% of this immense forest has gone from dark green tree cover to a graveyard of dead wood. This dramatic decline is not only heartbreaking to see, it also puts tremendous stress on many animal species that call this forest home. And it's the reason that brought us here on our first tree planting mission to help nature bounce back. By the way, if you're wondering who we are, Planet Wild is a community that anyone can join to help restore our planet through monthly missions like this one. If you want to give back to nature, consider joining and become part of these missions as a backer. There's a link in the description. I'll also share more info at the end. Now, back to the video. The name Harz is derived from Old German and means wooded hillside. It was covered in trees since humans remember. Originally, the area had an abundance of deciduous trees like beech, ash trees, birch, maple, and many others, as well as spruce trees in the higher regions. But over centuries, humans used the naturally growing wood for mining, which led to large clear-cut areas. To produce more wood quickly, only fast-growing spruce monocultures were planted. After World War II, even more wood was needed to rebuild the country and pay reparations. And again, spruce was the tree of choice for replanting, each time also in regions where they normally don't grow, below 700 meters. Since 1990, a large part of the area has been put under national park protection, with the aim to let nature run its own course again. We're here today with Dr. Friedhard Knolle, who was one of the driving forces behind that effort and who knows the forest like few others.
I'm working in the national park since 30 years. I helped to create this park. I'm working to protect its nature ever since.
Thanks to Dr. Knolle and a committed group of conservationists, the forest in the park is now protected. But the previous monoculture practices had massively reduced its natural resilience, to a point where the right mix of stressors could bring everything to collapse in a chain reaction. And the first domino started to fall in the summer of 2018.
Seit den ersten Wetteraufzeichnungen hat es sowas noch nie gegeben.
Around half the continent is facing an unprecedented drought.
Für die Fichte ist es durch die Klimakrise hier viel zu warm geworden. Sie gehört hier nicht mehr hin.
Spruce need cool temperatures and lots of water to stay healthy and protect themselves against one of their biggest natural enemies, the bark beetle. As the name suggests, this bug feeds on the tree's bark. Spruce can normally fend them off through the secretion of resin. But without water, there's no resin production and the beetle has free rein.
The tree needs nutrients and water, and the pathways of these materials is the bark. And so if the beetle is going in and then exploding in population, the tree has a problem and finally it dies.
Under the right conditions, a female beetle can produce hundreds of thousands of offspring per year, which is why this little bug was able to bring down 20,000 hectares of tree cover since 2018. The state of this forest here is nothing else but shocking. I could continue to hike for hours and hours on end, and the scenery would still look the same. Deadwood as far as the eye can see. It's like a post-apocalyptic movie scene. But there is hope. If you look closely underneath the deadwood, you can already see new saplings naturally sprouting everywhere, showing nature's unfaltering ability for rebirth. You know, what's important to understand is this. Even though we're surrounded by thousands of dead trees, we're not standing in a dead forest. Let me repeat this. This is not a dead forest. Because the ecosystem as a whole will always change and adapt and regrow over generations and even centuries. And yet, something is very different this time. Because this is the first time during human civilization that a global change in climate conditions has happened so fast, which leaves nature with very little time to adapt gradually. These saplings are of course mostly spruce trees again, and they will face the same problem over and over, so that our kids and grandkids are still stuck with the same problem. As things stand, it will take many human lifetimes until more climate-resilient species find their way here to repopulate these forests in a way that is fully adapted to the new conditions. But wait, since humans were responsible to speed up the problem, can't we also be the ones to speed up the solution? I'm glad you asked, because that is exactly what we're doing. We partnered with the National Park to leapfrog this natural adaptation process by generations. By planting climate-resilient trees between the deadwood, we're giving nature a helping hand and making sure that the new sprouting forest is future-proof. And we brought help. Despite rain and chilly temperatures, we're here with a whole bunch of volunteers and the support of the entire Planet Wild community. We're planting again the original tree species that belonged here all along: beech, oak, maple, or this red elder here. And importantly, we're mixing it up. No monocultures, but the beginning of a wild and self-replicating mixed forest. All right, my personal tree, number 10. Now let's go for 11. With our community, we're funding 5,000 new trees to be planted in selected areas of the park, where they achieve hundreds of years' worth of climate change adaptation in only one generation. And over the next years, we'll turn this into this. These trees will never get harvested. We're literally giving them back to nature, and then let nature take over. This is such an amazing example of turning what seemed to be a devastating and even death-bringing crisis and really turn it into an opportunity to boost natural rebirth and bring back those species that belonged here all along. And the spruce will still find its place within the new mixed forests and in the higher altitudes of the Brocken Mountain, where it naturally thrives and will remain an iconic part of one of Germany's most beautiful landscapes. Planet Wild is a brand new initiative, and this is our third mission so far. If you liked it, fantastic. We do one of them every month. I'll link to the previous ones at the end, where we headed out to search and protect Europe's largest mammal and went on a deep dive ocean cleanup at 40 meters below the sea. Now, none of this would be possible without our community. And a big thank you goes out to everyone who's been chipping in to make this happen. And a warm welcome to all of you who have joined Planet Wild for the first time this month. This mission is your personal success, and you just unlocked the new mission badge in your app to show for it. If you haven't heard of Planet Wild yet, we are a community that everyone can join to give back to nature and help our planet bounce back, one mission at a time. If you want to become part of this, click the link in the description. As a backer, you can vote on how we spend the money, connect with me and others on our app and Discord, and see your own impact in video reports just like this. The bigger our community grows, the bigger these missions will get. I'm looking forward to meeting you. Over and out.